kill from Robs. Pretty well played from Robs, to hold down that side of the map by himself. 20 seconds for the plant. Couple smokes remaining here for the CTs, so they have a lot to work with to retake this. Oh, great pick off from Karrigan. He's going for it. A second kill found as well, making life very difficult now. Wow, I'm surprised that Karrigan
wouldn't change the material there, so just it's consistent with like what's wallable and what's not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think the main problem is it's counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense in one's brain. niko flashed off his position.
And this is what we talk about, the change of pace on Vertigo, kind of what we've seen, the difference of Heroic has been fighting a lot on A, and normally the tendency there is that you're expecting CTs to play maybe 3 towards A, but here the setup here from Mousesports is that they are a little bit closer to mid. We have Robs in CT spawn here as well, so they are contesting this. 3 on 3 though. B bomb site is the one that they want.
Enough of the steel girder to allow BMS to throw that smoke and peek afterwards, but won't get what he was looking for. Borup and Frozen remain now. Frozen elevated in that mid position. No grenades left for Borup. Quick peek though, spots Frozen. Can't quite land the fatal connection, however, and Mousesports retain the clean sheet. 6-0 on the CT side of Vertigo. Not many kills for Heroic. Only Cadian has more than 2, so this has been a very difficult T side for them so far.
It's interesting. Frozen at the end of that round in that 1v1, I think there was maybe 40 seconds on the clock. He had a full set of nades still. I think that just goes to show that on Vertigo, on the CT side, teams are really looking to hold on to that utility for retakes.
Yeah, you have the setup, right? So you either just very much like I always use the example of Inferno B, right? Like you either, you know, spend the nades early, you take map control early, and you just start trying to kind of fight for it down in A ramp, or you don't spend a lot, right? And you use the damage nades like HEs and stuff like that. You try and do chip damage, you try and do some damage to hit the site, and then to your point, Dan, right? Like if they hit the A bomb site there, the intent should be that we have mollies and smokes left, and at least 1-2 flashbangs we can pop flash in and, you know, retake the bomb site. It does create a lot of like cool depth. You know, I'm not sure how many people kind of, you know, that's watching had a chance to watch Tuscan, but you know, it had a little bit more depth as well, especially in Source, you know, with the retake scenarios and maybe opting a little bit more to, you know, leave the bomb site and play after plants and stuff. And you see the same thing on Vertigo. You can leave the A bomb site completely if you want and play, you know, retake. Same on Dust 2 seat side on the A bomb site. Gives teams a chance to show their teamwork and comms with retakes. I think it's always exciting to see nice crossfires and executes. This is a nice little execute from Heroic down the B bomb side. It is a half buy. Deagles and nades. As I say though, the BMS is just okay.
That line he was holding through the fight was so important to shred the numbers as they swung, tried to trade frag, ran straight into the bullets. That significantly turned things around. Kind of curious to see how far this clean sheet can go, and he does keep it going in that round. So this line here, you can see the 2-man swing there, continuation spray. Not even sure if he knew anything about that second kill.
Did Heroic have smokes there? Were they just further behind, or did they not have smokes, just a pop flash?
I don't have the answer to your question, Robin. I'm not sure. No smoke on the ramp now from Mousesports. So there are two versions of this smoke we're seeing on the side. One of which allows you to see people's legs behind. I don't know how Acor managed to survive that. Who knows where that bullet went?
Behind the legs. Between the legs, rather.
Around the legs.
Around. Like
new science.
Typical James Bond fashion. Maybe it's Star Wars this time around. It's the slow default here. Now we talked about it to our point here when we mentioned of the different CT setups. This is either a mid-round setup from Mousesports where they will take over a ramp now when they kind of spot, and that's exactly what we kind of see, right? Some pop flashes and stuff. By the time the Heroic actually has a little bit more ramp control. But now they fall back, and now it's a full retake. And we see that on nade setups as well. Robs with Molly, Karrigan with Molly, and we have smokes as well. So really the setup here should be to focus a little bit on mid and just wait for Heroic to kind of start their way up towards this A bomb site.
Acor heard that Molotov, last tick of it, touched somebody, got out of there immediately. From above the ladder room, actually, you can do a Molotov that bounces off the window to clear out the corner position, which Frozen is pushing right now. There's some pot flashes as well to allow the T side to swing. There'll be flashes now as the bomb site is lost. Heroic may have a chance to get their first brand on the board after 7 failed attempts. Man advantage as the bomb gets planted. In terms of retaking utility, we've got a Molotov and a flashbang for Mousesports, so it will be quite difficult. All too often we see the smokes up and plenty of spray. Cadian and Storm are very low, excuse me. Now 10 HP now pushing forward. Point of no return. The trades will be to Heroic's advantage as Cadian looks for a flick. Falls away now, changes his angle. Acor's elevated, but not for long. Down he goes, leaving Robson a 1 versus 3, trying to invite players. It's going to be an expensive round, and he could do with saving this AWP, but I'm not sure if he can get far away enough. He can't.
To hold this spot for potential pushes. And then here we should see the play, and then Saban now should be making his move in mid for timing here. Does go down though, but doesn't really matter now. Heroic does have the entire A bomb site. No nades left except for a smoke on VMAS. We should be seeing a save call coming in the hands of Mousesports, knowing as well that they don't have a lot of money left. So saving an AWP and an M4 would be an added bonus, because a double save is definitely happening here.
Yeah, I was going to say to you actually that when they're in the 3 versus 5, just looking at the fact that Heroic still had the ability to go anywhere, there's still a lot of utility remaining, and it kind of felt like there's a very strong argument for Mousesports to actually just save in a 3 versus 5, just go towards mid, or give yourself the option to play super defensively so you can hold onto those guns, so you'd at least be able to save with those in the next round. And we can see here actually that Robson Beamers will be able to carry AWPs through to the next round, so if they could have supplemented that with an additional rifle, could have had a lot to work with.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things of, because I think players, when you then give them a call, I think that they're so drilled into like, oh, we're doing this call, even if members are going down. So I think it's very difficult in situations like that to, call for a save, right? That's really where you're expecting the coach or maybe even Kerrigan to jump in and be like, hey guys, it's not going to be winnable. We don't have any nades left. We should just save. We don't have money. This is really one of those spots where, both of these players, they knew where they were. Acor being very smart here, walking all the way around. So we'll see where niko ends up doing. Obviously with niko, it's always going to be a gamble here, 50-50. You have no idea where Acor is anymore. Oh man, it's such a nice play from Acor. I was going to say from Heroic there, that mid-round take that we kind of see, I think it would have been much more successful. We kind of see the round that Mousesports wanted to do, and it wasn't an A take. They were playing a little bit more retake scenario on the A bomb side, which meant that they had 3 guys in mid. Normally, you tend to do these fast mid takes after you've played a few rounds on A and made sure that Mousesports are opting to put more members over there. It was a bow or it's a low buy nonetheless. So full AK buy here now. AWP on Cadian.
Kerrigan, the aggression continues. He's been creeping through the smoke, using all the bullets. Got Frozen for support as well. Kerrigan goes down eventually. Running out of bullets as well. Will give Borup an invitation to get another kill and at least try and keep it close. 2 versus 3. Make it 2. Nichols dropped on the A bomb site. Flashes, swings from Bemis. We've got Storm trying to stay alive again. The backpack giving the position away, and then
Thieves have been winning these close rounds. And more entries on the way for Mousesports. 5-on-3. It's only been 15 seconds of this round so far.
niko able to find Bemis though to make things a little bit better. Kerrigan creeping all over the place though. He's going to be finding niko, and that's not a good prospect here, especially now that Cadian's fallen. Cadian almost got onto the site. That would have been pretty awesome. And Heroic can't seem to find that footing whatsoever on that.
And it comes down to, just because Mousesports haven't really felt threatened on the B bomb side at all, most cases Rob's done a really good job in defending that area, so putting a lot more
by Kerrigan, but traded by niko. 4 versus 2. Maybe there's a third round in this for Heroic just yet. Acor and Bemis remain. Acor taking some heat damage, if you will. Elemental damage. Mouz is cut by Heroic beyond the reload of a gun, not wanting to squander their man advantage on this occasion.
Yeah, they've got so much utility to work off of too, so they should be so fine to not have any accidents happen. I'm super curious.
Too, for Mousesports, not a lot of nades left.
Ooh, if Aiko gets a pick, it does feel a lot more doable.
I think Heroic's been smart here though. When we see where the kind of gate came from, they know normally, you know, even in a retake setup, you have the opera just holding the A ramp. So coming from the scaffolding area, probably a little bit smarter, a little bit safer at the same time. I think this has not been many plans here on this side for Heroic. One of the few after plans that they're getting. 4-on-2 situation though. All the nades have been left now on Mousesports, nothing left, so now it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Trying to do a little ninja diffuse through the smoke, but not going to happen. Oh, what? Okay.
Got 2 flashes and a Molotov. There's 1 flash from the mid position, but Borup and Strong will deliver. Bemas and Aiko will turn things around. 3-on-3, made 2 as Bemas is dispatched of. Mousesports want to extend their lead, but Heroic have got to say about that. Managing headshots with the Glock, but not being finished off just yet. Hold on a second. Rops versus Tesses. Glock versus USP. I need more than 1 shot from that range, Rops, even if he lands a headshot. But now 79 HP for Tesses. Even that will change. Waiting for the drop, spots the shadow, knows where he is. Can he land that fatal connection? No.
Nice round there, but you could argue that maybe, you know, hitting go down early there kind of had maybe some of the outcome there. Nice early start here from Heroic, fighting for the A ramp that we talked about, and we saw the same thing on the Mousesports side, on that CT side, but they had a little bit more. They also had just as much of a success, so not a good start here from Mousesports on the T side. 5-on-3. A lot of nades still left though, but hoping for a mistake here from Heroic.
Yeah, it's the second round in a row where Heroic have got some kills at the bottom of the ramp. Of course, one of those was Eco, but definitely know their angles around these smoke grenades, so it's a warning sign for Mousesports in the round to come. Rops has made an entry onto the B-bomb site. Separated for now with utility. 55.0 seconds on the clock for Mousesports, and these chain flashes are very successful. Niko dropped and still unable to reply, but on the second attempt, down goes Frozen. 2 versus 3 in favor of Heroic. Trying to buy some time with flashes, but the bomb has been planted.
A lot of damage being done here as well. On Mousesports, 13 HP on Robs, 39 on Bemas, stuck on the bomb site. An added bonus at least, they got the bomb down, so like they fought for the site. But this is a very, very tough situation to be in if you're Robs. 1-on-3 now. Diffuse is on. He does spot the barrel. Oh.
The mark as they'd like. However, at the beginning of this round, as we can see, Acor's not going to find too much love towards the A ramp. Tess is holding it down as well, but Carrigan forces the issue, actually wins that battle somehow. And that's going to create a lot of opportunities, I feel like, for Mousesports here. There's lots of time on the clock for them to play with, to really exploit this man advantage. That said, it's a man advantage it is no longer.
Yeah, I do wonder between these two teams who this favors now, because rotation coming through for Heroic, still with a man advantage. And there they plant the bomb. There's a great incendiary to delay. Used to be able to wallbang that spot through those orange boxes, but I think that was removed many moons ago. Another flick from Storn and BMS now, and a 1 versus 3. Worst case, he's got to do some more damage if he can. More smokes are up, and that can invite variance for either side. Limited variance that Beamers can take, though. CT starting to swing. Got to get into a trade back situation. There's a nice burst on the first player. KDN is low. 1v1 now as Borup is around that smoke. Not using the bomb just yet, but it's their time to defuse it. I think he's got it. Just about.
Somehow he gets away.
Yeah, he's falling back. He's able to do so safely, and he might actually get a pick off of this. It's unfortunate, but his teammates are able to capitalize. Kaden on the other angle, and Mousesports maybe regretting that mid push, struggling to gain ground, struggling to really do anything at this point.
I've never seen Cadian look better with the AWP than he does at the moment. No hesitation.
That's what I mean. I feel like the break, like for him last year, like he's been around the block for a long time, but I do think that this team, and especially Cadian, like had a breakout year last year. He's been.
They need to stop losing the early fight for sure. And niko is going to get one for free. Maybe simply better prepared heroic. They've won every round in this half so far. Bear in mind, they started this half 3-12. And now they're at 10, and Mousesports are no better. And again, Mousesports are losing a lot of men early. They're going down to 4 versus 5 or worse in almost all of these rounds.
And that same tendency we saw with heroic, losing a lot of members early on their T side. Outcome is the same in terms of the approach. It's a little bit different, but same thing there. I would say that Mousesports is definitely struggling the way their heroic is of, you know, figuring out rotations from CT side and getting to a point where you actually are in potentially a mad advantage and getting the bomb down. Oh, he spots the barrel.
There we go. Catches Bor up on the rotation. Oh my god!
Ouch.
How dare you shoot me through the steel girder? And then there was Robs. Maybe they can use this time as a timeout because this will be round number 8 of failure. Again, heroic are just getting so many early picks, especially towards the A bomb sites. Yeah, a flank at the beginning of the round. Very bizarre stuff, but very successful from heroic, playing with complete supreme confidence.
And this is really the worst case for Mousesports. So we thought, oh, okay, even more so a worst case for Mousesports. Rob's dying there at the end of the time. But we talked about how close heroic was to potentially getting to a point where they're the default smokes in here and really fighting for a ramp here. I was going to say I would have loved for Mousesports to maybe pace them a little bit more. But this is a good start at least.
Yeah, that's new. Good
that is
for Mousesports.
And they also got map control, forcing heroic to fall back now. So this is probably one of the better starts we've seen Mousesports in.
Cadian's in the smoke by the sandbags, if I'm not mistaken, which will be an interesting play later on.
He should have a teammate. niko doesn't have a smoke for him either, and who's number 0? Stavin does have one for Cadian. I think the worrisome part for Cadian to stay here is that you tend to, if you have one molly left on the T side, you do tend to throw that by sandbags. But he does fall back.
Nice low smoke from Karrigan, cutting off the middle of mid. Cadian still taking pot shots though. Karrigan's got to be very careful. Looking for the transfer onto niko. Dream aggression from Karrigan. Has he done enough? 4 versus 3. Bomb needs to be collected. It will be by Robs. 40 seconds remain as Frozen making inroads on the A bomb site.
Smokes you assure the cross for that plant. Very limited utility here for heroic. They're gonna have to hit some shots. Oh no! niko finds 2 off that one burst, and that could be horrible here for Frozen and Bemis. Starting to lose ground, starting to lose options and time, and that Molotov only serving to make matters worse here for Bemis. That leaves him with no options, in fact. I don't think he's gonna have any time to plant. He's gonna try to force the issue, fakes it, forces out one, and he has, just enough time to get the plant in here. Bemis could still win this round. Oh, there's the peak. Straight away, very confident, but Storm will have him and the rounds.
Man early, but still 2 AWPs creep on Vertigo for heroic. Mousesports need to figure out what kind of configuration there might be without it costing them players. You can see Karrigan showing presence towards that A bomb site. Again, there are support grenades from above the ladder which can be thrown. There's a 3-man lineup. Karrigan now with a cheeky play, 5 seconds, spots the 3rd, almost takes niko down as well. Has he done his job? Is that enough this time? Maybe Beamer clears the rotation, but he can't take out Borup towards B. And the numbers are tied again.
Rob's creep through mid. Borup actually. Oh, does he have any idea about this? No, he does not. That's a huge kill. The pressure now on that defense on A is really enormous. You can see that will split the attention away. Cadian coming across. Worried about Robs, but they can't really worry too much about it. They'll ignore his position for now, understanding that the rotation's on that B sites. And that's a great pickup. Cadian keeping the dream alive here for Heroic. niko holding that flank from mid as well. Robs goes down, and these Orbs are already doing all the work. All the work they need to. Frozen still there, looking to give Mousesports a chance here. Another clutch situation. 10 seconds, really, it's just going to be forced to go for the plant. Is there an angle that niko can find here in time? Not just yet, but eventually niko finds...
It's an actual good position to be in here now if you're Mousesports. They have B control here at the same time. Heroic rotating over to mid and A. Bomb is still not there yet, though, so there's still a possibility. But these positions from Mousesports, I mean... very, very difficult spot to be in here now if you're Heroic to retake this.
Oh, on the back. Perfect timing. he thought Caden was cheating. He was lining up a grenade. Well, 1 versus 2 now. Surely this is the round. Surely, if there's to be just a 1 round, it has to be this one for Mousesports. 2 rounds behind now. Cadian trying to isolate a 5, but Acor's in trade frag position. In pre-fire from Cadian. Bait's not taken just yet. Bemis facing the wrong way now, going around the corner.
Heroic. All we needed was, to string 2 rounds together and we would have been in a much better spot.
So true. Exchange once again on a ramp. Karrigan once again loves to be the guy that goes in first. Loves to get the action started, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Taking down Cadian, creates a lot of space all the way on the site. Doesn't care about Tessus, leaves them in his wake. Sitting there at the top of the A ramp, still causing problems as Tessus, but Karrigan can swing round to deal with him, surely. And that's exactly what will happen. Nice shot from Storm, but so much to do here. Has to get the ace clutch to win the rounds. That's what he needs to do.
I mean, it really comes back to... I mean, this is insane. I mean, this round, they're absolutely carrying him. But even last round, I'd argue, him taking control here and going a little bit more aggressive. Sure, Acre does go down, but as we know on the map, just now that the fact that they know where Stavin is, bomb goes down on the B bomb site. We're 100% going to see a chase here. We know as well that they are not in good shape in the money department from Heroic, so Stavin saving this AWP definitely wants to do that.
Yeah, it's not great for Mousesports either, but they could really do with taking the SORP away. So many spaces he could be there. There we go. Then that changes the dynamic in terms of Karrigan's aggression on this A bomb site as well. We may see more of a crossfire situation. We can see Tessus hasn't gone this deep this time.
It's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, he's doing it quietly on this occasion. Step has been made though. niko, oh god, he's still going to get deleted. Karrigan creating space, trying to pull rotation over. Some HEs towards the side as well. That's a meaty one for Tessus. 3.5 men remaining for Heroic, and it's just Karrigan they have information on.
I can't believe he's allowed to do that again, even on timing as well. And Karrigan, he's gonna get third! Oh my god! That's a flash from Cadian. Want to do a mid-round take there, loses the entry, needs to take the A round back, throws the flashbang, but Karrigan's great position. Sure, it's a team effort, maybe, but I mean, honestly, Karrigan wins this map in favor of Mousesports. The last 3 rounds that they need, all in the hands of Karrigan.
That's absolutely fantastic.